In 1904, Russia had a plan to gain popularity. What's the best way to gain popularity, you might ask? Of course, it's war. Russia had developed a plan to go to war with Japan and win. This is called the Russo-Japanese War. However, Russia's plan backfired to a big extent. Russia was quickly defeated, which led to years of embarrassment. At the start of 1905, political and social unrest was at an all-time high. Nationalism in Russia was extremely low. People were ashamed of such a sudden and devastating loss to Japan. A high amount of unrest was also associated with the government. The Tsar was weak. Tsar Nicholas II was not able to control the discontentment of his own people. And this, of course, led to the Revolution of 1905, because one thing always leads to another. The Revolution of 1905 had caused a significant amount of tension to burst throughout the country. Worker strikes had swarmed the streets. Peasants were filled with even more distress than they usually had. Military mutinies threatened the security of the country. This led to the creation of the Duma, which was a nationally elected parliament. However, as time passed, the Duma would constantly defy Nicholas, and he finally suspended it in 1915, which was probably his best idea. Meanwhile, tensions were growing elsewhere in the world. Disarray heightened when the Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the Austrian heir to the throne, was assassinated on June 28, 1914, in Serbia. Russia begins working with Serbia, who were not exactly accepting of the Austrian ultimatum to allow Austria to conduct a police investigation of the assassination. And there was no real compromise, and Serbia says no, Austria declares war. Anyway, Germany, allied with Austria, declares war on Russia on August 1st, 1914. Russia is now participating in the Great War. Having the Franco-Russian alliance and the Anglo-Russian Entente, the Triple Entente was formed. Russia, France, and Britain were pitted against the Triple Alliance: Germany, Austria, and Italy. During the beginning of this war, Germany had a trick up their sleeve. Spiteful of Russia working with Serbia and needing to eliminate enemies, Germany creates the Schlieffen Plan. They planned to defeat France before Russia could even mobilize. However, this plan had quite the major downfall. Russia mobilized way quicker than expected, and the Schlieffen Plan was an utter failure. Meanwhile, Tsar Nicholas II, not being able to handle all the horrors of the new revolution and the chaos of the war, abdicated in March 1917. However, this led to a battle of who would lead next. The Petrograd Soviet was pitted against the provisional government. The power had to be shared between the two, that is, until the October Revolution. The October Revolution of 1917 was where leftist revolutionaries, with the leadership of Vladimir Lenin, the Bolshevik party leader, had overthrown the provisional government with the use of government locations, such as the ones that the Petrograd Soviets used. They then formed a whole new government with Lenin as leader. However, as Russia was unable to deal with both the revolutions going on in their own country and World War I, they left the Great War / World War I on March 3rd, 1918. just months before the war officially ended with the Treaty of Versailles.